Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Now, in today's video, we're going to be taking a little bit of a step back, and I want to discuss some of the things that are going on in the game. I know these are conversations that people don't really like to have all that often, but, I've had some DMs and I've had some YouTube comments talking about new players quitting and other players quitting as well. And it's not a good feeling. And so I want to talk about some of the issues that I believe exist that really need to be addressed ASAP, really. And it's shocking. Now, this is something that's not going to be affecting everyone, and it's definitely not going to be affecting veteran players. But nonetheless, this is still a problem, and it's something that I want to bring up in today's video. Also want to take a look at a bit of the players' population based on the last leaderboard, which I know some people dispute as far as being good evidence of anything, but it is evidence nonetheless. All that and more in today's video, so if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is the power drain leaderboard that we just had from the Sebastian Shaw event. Now, I took a picture of this just before the event ended, less than an hour away, and we had about 227,000 people. That's where I ranked at the bottom by just spending 6 campaign energy. And I do believe that these are some of the best ways to take a look at the broader picture of the player base numbers, because when it comes to just a campaign energy input, literally anybody can do this. So it's very easy to do. It's not asking you to do Cosmic Crucible or raids or anything like. I mean, maybe there was some other stuff in there, but when it has just a when it has just a campaign energy or a power core input or something like that, that's something that broadly anyone could do. Right, so as long as you've been on at least once during the leaderboard, you'll get on the board for that. And so I think it's worth noting what the number is right now. Previously, we've been kind of floating in between 250 and 300,000 players. What this suggests to me that there is a lot of hyper casuals. There's a lot of kind of one day and done. I was gonna say one and done, but like kind of those people who you've probably seen those Twitch influencers, those random influencers, not the ones that we have, but just people who get people to download MSF for whatever, get to level 10, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I think that a lot of the extra numbers are. The ones we see sometimes up to 300,000. These are people that quote unquote don't really matter, or at least don't matter to us, I think, because they're not active players. Now, as far as what the actual active player base looks like, honestly, maybe I could have spent a little bit more just to see kind of the different figures. I'd have to have multiple accounts to do that. But I doubt there's any more than 150,000 active players. And for that, you would have to take a look at things that are, more in depth, like the future Blast Star leaderboard that we're going to be getting. Things like that, where it is kind of like a higher level gameplay, so to speak, to see how many kind of quote unquote active players are. But yeah, the player base, I don't think it's growing. Let's put it that way. I've been saying this for a long time. It's not plummeting necessarily, but I don't think the game has ever really been, it's been on this slow decline, whether people want to believe it or not. And they've never really been able to bring the games back to the player numbers that it once was, or the interest levels of that. That's just something that I want to kind of start off with here at the beginning before we jump into actually this data mine really quickly. I just want to, because you guys might be watching for more broader information. There was an update on the Throne of Shadows null leaderboard, which is going to be happening tomorrow. So instead of Sebastian Shaw and Azazel, it's Sebastian Shaw and Rachel Summers at 5 yellow. So in case you are thinking of purchasing some character shards for this, Shaw will be available come Friday. But in case you are wanting to buy Rachel Summers up to 5-star to get the points for the null leaderboard event, make sure you're doing that. I kind of took a pause on buying Azazel because I thought that he was the one for the leaderboard event. I realize I'm over 5 yellow now, but I'm going to be holding out my antimatter for when Shaw comes out on Friday, so I have enough to grind him up to 5 during the course of the event. Now, the other thing that I was talking about in this, right, is it was this Reddit post that kind of pushed me to want to make this video. How do you get shop credits? Now, I've had a variety of different comments on my YouTube and Discord over the last week or two, and there's a lot of frustrated players. In fact, I've had people, DM me and tell me that they're quitting playing Marvel Strike Force because they just can't buy anything. And so that's what I wanted the focus of this video to be. As far as I know, the only way to get shop credits is through the Fantastic Four showcase, which gives you 500 credits, and you can do it 30x a day. That's a total of 15,000 credits max you spend the gems on the credits and deny yourself golden training mats. So this is a big problem. Shop credits is a huge problem. It was acknowledged in the last strike spot video for chapter 2, and I do want to kind of play that. We're going to play that a little bit later. But as far as, so we've been losing showcases. You guys have probably noticed that. We have the Fantastic Four showcase, and that's about it. We have no Hellfire Club showcase. We have no Insidious 6 showcase coming. There is a Phantom Rider showcase, but I think it is a one and done. I don't think it's an energy farmable one. So as far as where you're going to get shop credits, I believe, actually, I'm not even sure where it is. Is there one of the notes here that actually, I haven't done. I never actually bothered to complete this because I didn't really need the stuff that was on it. But I actually don't know which of these showcases actually gives you shop credits. Shop credits. Where's the shop credits? Which one gives you the shop credits? I don't actually know. Where is it? No, seriously. Is it Invisible Woman? Is it over here? Maybe. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. Invisible Woman 1112. Okay, so you can actually get 60 attempts, but realistically, like, you only get so much of this energy per day, and you'd have to core for it. So you would get this. I think there's like 240 energy like for free a day. So that would be, yeah, it would be about 12,000 shop credits, right? If you're not refreshing with cores. Are they expecting you to refresh with cores? The other place, that's why I had this window open, is the Alliance gift. So they recently added this, but it's not good. The basic 1,000 gold gives you 1,000 shop credits. You might be able to see this in the back. For 50 cores, you can get 6,000 behind the blackout here. And then for 100 cores, you get 11,000. Are they expecting us to spend, or other players to spend, 100 power cores each day just to get 11,000 shop credits? That is a doubling kind of what it exists right now. But it's a really bad situation for a lot of players who just can't buy shit, right? Like, not even to mention like war currency, but like the characters, which I can't buy because they like won't let me. But like, what's the price even on this? Like, the orb, I don't even remember how much does a Blitz orb cost. I'm just going to open these ones just so I can see it. So it's 1,400 for a Blitz orb, right? And buying some of these other characters, it's kind of dumb. I know that it recycles, so that's like the only other way that you can get it. But I think it's anywhere between 5,000 and 8,000 per purchase, right? If I could just see it. But I mean, the gear aside, you're not going to have shop credits for gear, right? If you're a veteran who got the conversion, that's great. We're in a good position, and as long as you didn't blow it, you should be okay. But for everyone else, newer and maybe even some mid-game players, it is not great, right? For all the things that you could need to buy, right? Some of these older characters that you might need for a variety of different reasons, and you just can't do it. I really wish I could show you how much it costs. I'm almost certain it's like somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 per buy. The only thing that I still can buy regularly is Songbird out of there, but it doesn't actually show me the cost of it anymore for that. I just know that it's within that range. So I want to kind of pivot to another comment that I had. This is a selection of comments. I'm going to go into my full screen mode. This is a selection of comments that I had on my YouTube channel that I just kind of want to go over. So, dude, what's going on with shop credits? I don't see an increase or even receiving any new. I don't have shop credits. The shop credits are kind of getting frustrating, not going to lie, barely getting any. I am new. What is the most efficient way to get shop credits? I only get them when I level up. So, really, the only way that you can get them is by leveling up, by doing your donation, which, if you're doing the 1,000 gold, is garbage, and through the showcases. Which, again, like that other comment said, it kind of deprives you of being able to get it, farm any training or fragments or gold or fragments and things like that. I'm not going to read this entire thing. For example, I am new free-to-play player, 6-month-old account, but played until 2021. I have a huge problem with shop credits trying to build older characters like Blade or Old Man Logan. I mean, Blade, so all these other characters basically that are in the shop that you would, within the last year, right, that you would need to have for raids or for other reasons. For trials and things like that, but you can't buy them, right? There's just not enough. I'm nearly at 0 shop credits, maybe 50,000. I have no idea what to do now, how to get Madeline Prior shards, how to get Awakened materials, and many, many more. What I really need is for decent progress. Even new characters, which should be now available, like Vigilantes, are absolutely unavailable to me. Again, once they go into the certain shops, you need to spend shop credits, right? So where is that coming from? I really want to see that idiot, which is exchanging Intel store credits to shop credits at 1-to-1. 1-to-1.1, ratio, which is basically not possible to get shop credits in some really stupid way. I want a blitz for shop credits. Good idea, actually, because currently you get nothing. Before you used to get blitz credits, and now you get nothing. I want to get shop credits from playing War or Cosmic Crucible, but not stupid few credits like 100 intel. Yeah, I'm not going to go over everything. Before all this idiotic changes, I was able to get some training modules from the arena store because I'm usually arena top 10. Now I can't get them. Well, as a new player, I'm always short of training modules. That's a heavy pain in the butt. This game is very unfriendly to new free-to-play players, but all this new changes made the progress very slow. There must be, in Scopely, some extremely stupid, brain-dead, blah, 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 top management. Intel store is nice, but the other changes are unacceptable. And then there was another comment that said that they should put shop credits in the danger room daily, so new players that want shop credits can get them and learn characters. So that's interesting, right? I'm going to change back here. So they don't have any grindable way that new players could do it. Why not just throw it into Blitz, right? We currently get nothing, right? If you do this, you get nothing. We used to get Blitz credits, which used to have some value, right? Because you used to be able to use that to buy stuff in the Blitz store. So by that logic, you should be able to get at least shop credits by blitzing. The danger room thing is pretty interesting as well, but at least Blitz is always there, right? And I don't think, and I'm stealing this from Bo's Gorilla because he said it in my Discord server, but like, I don't think any of us are going to get mad if some new player, some noob, is grinding out shop credits out of the Blitz game mode, right? Like, I really don't think any of us are going to care about that. So why not just give it to them and give more avenues for free-to-play players, new players, to get shop credits? It's absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, this is just insulting as fuck. Spending and Ryan Jacobson himself said that they didn't want him to do that. I'm going to play the clip in a minute here where they talk about the shop currency and all that stuff. So the shop credits here at 100, it was Intel before, to 110. This is pretty outrageous. And I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's down here. I thought it was in, you know what? Did they get rid of it? I thought it was for Alliance credits. Oh, when they changed Alliance credits, I guess that got converted to shop credits as well, actually. So never mind, that's not there anymore. You used to be able to buy it actually at the bottom of the War store. But there just really isn't any other way to get any of this other shit. And so they really need to do something really bad, because I can't recommend Marvel Strike Force in its current form for new players because it's really not a good spot. It's really fast to level up, okay? So getting up to like level 90 plus is faster than ever before, because a lot of the command center objectives give you XP, or at least they did, right? Like all this stuff gives you bonus XP. This is stuff that they never had before. So it's just really fast tracking your way through to getting up to max level. Like that's what they want you to do. But what good is that if you can't actually buy anything, or you can't upgrade your teams, or it takes forever to do that? For veteran players, we don't have that issue. And so it's hard for us to sympathize or understand this issue, but it's an issue for keeping new players engaged and keeping that player base more healthy than what it currently is at. Now, I want to play you guys that clip from RJ because I think it's really important. Okay, so we're over here on the strike spot. This was the feedback chapter 2 strike spot that was running. I have this on 1.25x because I don't want you guys to sit through a huge long clip of it. It's not really that long, it's just a minute, but I want to play this for you guys to give you an idea of what was being said with Pathfinder and RJ.
How are we going to be addressing the kind of disparity between the amount of shop credits like new players have versus older players? I know that's been a topic that keeps coming up that I wanted to get your take on.
Yeah, we rushed a lot of things out, right? And we knew that shop credits was one of those things that we knew we'd have to revisit. It wasn't that we didn't have the foresight to kind of understand that we were creating something there that we need to go back and fix. There's a lot of things that we want to adjust and change, and I would say that right now there's some plans in the works that we hope to get out really shortly, because we do know that newer players or a reactivated player or someone who's mid-funnel, like you kind of described, we don't want them spending the seasonal currency on shop, going back and getting a whole bunch of older gear, what we kind of call kitchen sink resources. We want them to be buying the latest and greatest things. So we are coming up with some strategies right now to combat that. But I would say probably sometime in chapter 2, but we know it's something that we're going to address, and we do have some plans on how we're going to address that.
Okay, and by RJ's own admission, he doesn't want players to have a difficulty of getting shop credits for what he calls kitchen sink resources. That was the term that he used in this clip, right? And I would argue that kind of basically covers any older stuff, right? That's the whole point of the legacy store. Or what they're so I saw in the data mines that it seemed like they were going to collapse everything to 3 tabs, basically. There was going to be gear tab, there was going to be character shards, and there was going to be I think red stars and stuff like that, stuff that you would normally see in the Elite store. So I think there is something that's coming that isn't here yet. But I do want to kind of reiterate the urgency of this, that people are quitting because of this, because they can't upgrade. There's so many characters that they need, characters that they need right now, actually, like Victoria Hand, Jean Grey, Gore, right. There's a lot of characters that you actually actively need right now that you can't really wait for. Emma Frost. I might need to actually some of the other characters. I forgot the raid store doesn't activate. It's not always there, right? So you'd have to go into the raid orb. But there's plenty of characters in the raid section as well. Hitmonkey, Falcon Joaquin, Sentinel, Sasquatch, unfortunately, because of the spotlight raid still, right? So there's a lot of characters that we need to actively purchase if you need to get yourself involved in the current in-game scenario. And there's just not enough to buy all this stuff. Nimrod, right? Like there's all of these characters from every store that there's just not possible. Patriot, Daredevil Modern, right? At least, maybe Gladiator too. Like, and I think there's someone else in the Crucible store now as well. Like, it's just crazy. And then now you can even use shop credits on the Ultimate store, and then there's the Battle World store, right? So how do players do this? They just can't. There's nothing available for them to do that. So I really hope that they're thinking about this and going to put this out ASAP, or have some other ways for players to get shop credits. This has been an issue actually for months. But I'm finally getting around to discussing it, and I apologize for everyone else who was maybe waiting for me to do it, and I hadn't. But I decided to do it today because it kind of aligned with some of the other things that I wanted to talk about here today as well. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If this has been impacting you, please comment. Let me know how the scenario is for you. And how you feel that things are for your game as it sits right now. Again, this is not an issue that the vast majority of veterans are having to experience. So it's going to be hard for some people to swallow on this one because they just don't get it, or they don't understand the problem or urgencies. But it is a problem, and I wanted to raise that here today. That's going to be it for now for me, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.